Can I do the talking some smack thing?
Oh, 100. I would. Nothing would make me happier.
Live, ready? Let me get some oxygen.
Yeah, I want you to know that I heard that you've been touching some. I want you to know that I've been taking Taekwondo lessons in the back of the Walmart Supercenter. So if you don't want to get hurt, then you better.
No.
He said the thing.
Well, I found out about comedy when I was in preschool.
Yeah.
I saw Ace Ventura, and I became
That makes so much sense, dude.
I became obsessed with Jim Carrey. I was like studying his face. I know that he said that he used to stare at himself in the mirror and just like do a bunch of stuff. So I started doing that.
Wow.
And I found In Living Color. This was like all preschool, kindergarten. Found In Living Color. Probably shouldn't have been watching that back then, but
Well,
yeah.
you know,
All right, we get it.
it's some of the greatest comedy of all time.
Yeah, that's so funny. So I knew even then I was like, oh, I want to make people laugh like that. That seems like
In preschool, you knew this.
Yes,
That's wild.
I've been able to like train myself through the lives. When I go live on TikTok, I do my best
Yeah.
not stop talking to keep the energy up for an hour plus, so that when I do with actual material, I'll be completely fine.
That is one of the best hacks for an entertainer to like train the long time muscle. That's a genius thing to do.
So the big question is this: how are creators like us, who aren't built for the 9-to-5, for the people who put their passion before them being comfortable, how do we turn that passion into a living that pays the bills and a life that we love? That is the question. This podcast will give you the answers. My name is Noah Mittman, and welcome to Conversations with Creators.
Welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Creators. I am your host, Noah Mittman, and joining me is the man of many voices and faces, Christian McCartney. Thanks for being on the show, man.
Thank you, kind listener Noah. I'm very excited.
But I just want to start off by first saying congrats on the marriage.
Oh, thank you, dude.
That's amazing.
It has been very fun.
Yeah, how's it going?
Great. I always knew I wanted to get married, and everybody in my family knew I was going to get married first out of all the kids. So we were all just waiting for it to happen.
Yeah.
It's finally done with.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a whole process.
I didn't do any of the planning, so it was really easy. But yes, it was very...
She put a lot of work in.
And she did. Yes, she did.
Well, that's great, man. It is one of the best things I've ever done, and it's just you find your person and you take the leap, and it's a blast. So just congrats on that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. So diving into your career a little bit, how did you get your start in comedy, and what's your journey been like?
Well, I found out about comedy when I was in preschool.
Yeah.
I saw Ace Ventura, and I became
That makes so much sense, dude.
I became obsessed with Jim Carrey. I was like studying his face. I know that he said that he used to stare at himself in the mirror and just like do a bunch of stuff. So I started doing that.
Wow.
And I found In Living Color. This was like all preschool, kindergarten. Found In Living Color. Probably shouldn't have been watching that back then, but
Well,
yeah.
you know,
All right, we get it.
it's some of the greatest comedy of all time.
Yeah, that's so funny. So I knew even then I was like, oh, I want to make people laugh like that. That seems like
In preschool, you knew this.
Yes,
That's wild.
because I used to get in trouble because I would stay like during recess, indoor recess at least. I would stay over near the section with like the outfits where you could try stuff on and be different characters.
Yeah.
And I would stay over there until after recess was done. And I used to steal stuff and take it home to keep doing the characters. And so I knew I wanted to entertain.
That's so like, I thought I was lucky when like I found, because I'm a filmmaker, so I found that passion in high school. But preschool is a different level of like, I know what I want to do. That's incredible.
Yeah, buddy. But I mean, I knew I wanted to do it, but I didn't know if I could actually do it. So
Yeah.
because I went to college to be a teacher. Like
No shit.
teacher, yeah, buddy.
You would
I was
be like, to be fair, you would be the dopest kindergarten teacher of all time.
Dude, I'm such a bad teacher. I worked at a daycare for a couple of years, and the kids learned squat when I was their teacher. All I would do is just make faces and voices and tell them stories. And like obviously looking back now, I probably could have incorporated that.
Yeah.
But
But no, it wasn't meant to be there. You needed to be on stage. That's awesome. So I mean, obviously your family, like you getting into it that young, had they been supportive the whole time? What's the journey been like with that?
Oh yeah, my parents are both very funny. So they were completely on board. My grandparents were funny. Like all the people, I was just talking about this with somebody recently. All the people that I grew up around, they were all so funny, and it was such. Like I feel like it was definitely God saying, "Okay, you're gonna use this at some point, so I'm just gonna surround you with it now."
Yeah.
Because look, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's no way that the people are just that funny for no reason. So I was always absorbing whatever they were doing, and I was like, all right, now I know that makes somebody laugh. I'll do that. I'm gonna do
Oh,
so.
that's curious. So you're just in this school of comedy at the household.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My dad used to do voices to me, and I would have to do them back to him. Very young. My mom's got like big old mouth like I do, so she's been able to like do some crazy things with it. Yeah, buddy.
The mouth is an asset for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but
You have the best pee I've ever heard in my. So was you making videos and stuff? Do they love being in them, or like what's because a lot of this stuff is at home with the family.
Oh, they love it. Actually, the only reason I got TikTok was because of Crispy. Because I didn't want to have social media because growing up I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And when I started getting into comedy, I was like, I want to do it the old-fashioned way where you just grind it, and then people start to find out about you. But Crispy was like, no, social media is a really big thing now. So
Yeah.
the only reason why I got on TikTok.
When did you start it?
2021,
Okay.
I think somewhere there. Because,
Oh wow. So it was like after the COVID boom.
yeah, so I graduated high school in 2020.
Yeah.
Then went
How
to
old are
college.
you?
21.
21. Wow, man. Congrats. Man, you got a following and touring young in the game. That's exciting.
It's insane. It's so weird. So weird. But yeah, so definitely Crispy loves being in the videos. And like in life, my mom is because my mom has a huge personality too.
Yeah.
So in life, he's always known as Y's husband because my mom's name is Wybajane, but everybody calls her Y.
Yeah.
As like
Wise husband. Yeah.
yeah. So they would call her Y's husband, and then now that Nick and Crispy stuck, he loves it because he's like, I'm my own person now. So he's enjoying it.
I have my own identity again. Totally.
Because people will come up to him, because it used to be, because my mom was a preschool teacher also, and we live in a very small town, so people will see her all the time and recognize her, but now people are starting to see him and recognize him, and he's like, oh, this is so weird, but I love it. So it's sweet.
Other than Jim Carrey, because I mean that makes so much sense. Who else are your? It's funny. I was talking to my mom before. I'm at my mom's house, and she's watching my kids right now, and I was like, the biggest influence has to be Jim Carrey. Like it has to be. But where else do you draw inspiration from?
Definitely the Wayans brothers.
Yeah.
Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Weird Al. Weird Al, he was the first comedian I ever watched on YouTube. It was his Amish Paradise music video.
Yep. I had that CD back in the day.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I'm 34. I was a bit sheltered when I was a kid, but I literally knew the Weird Al versions of the songs before I knew the actual versions of the songs. So I was like, what is Gangster Paradise? This is Amish Paradise.
Exactly. That's the best. But yeah, they showed us him on YouTube. It was him and Tim Hawkins. I don't know if you know who that is.
Tim Hawkins.
He's a Christian comedian. He's kind of like Robin Williams. He's very, very funny. But he does music comedy too. So like our family's always loved parodies. So we were watching Weird Al and we watched Tim Hawkins. But
yeah. That's about. Do you know? Oh my God, speaking of musical comedy, do you know Oh my God, why is it so? Stephen Lynch, dude, you gotta check out Stephen Lynch. I'm not sure if he's still around, but he has some stuff on YouTube. He has some of the craziest songs you will ever hear.
Okay.
Yeah. He has one song about this super gay Satan character. My name is Satan.
Oh my God.
It is so funny.
That is hilarious.
Or Jesus' brother Craig Christ. And now he's pissed off that he's always being overshadowed by Jesus.
That is hilarious.
So with your material, what's your process for coming up with new stuff? And does your social media stuff or ideas ever transfer to on stage for you?
Rarely, only because if the video does really well online, if a lot of people see it, I don't want to do it in person just because the most I already see it. And like the whole point of the joke is the surprise. And if they know the joke, it's
right.
So I usually just come up with the videos like that day.
Yeah.
And we're just in that moment really. And then for like the writing, I actually sit down, write, go work stuff out, and then I retwist it, write, and then so I do the actual like the old-fashioned process of I think that's the only way you can write jokes. Like you have
No, totally
in front of an audience.
It has to be with a pen or a pen. Yeah. Writing it on the computers doesn't feel the same.
So right. I cannot. There's plenty of comics I know that just type it on their phone.
Yeah.
And that freaks me out because like if you drop your phone like down a sewer crate or something, it's gone forever. And you know. So yeah, I've always written them out on notepads. Like I have a notepad right here. And that's
nice.
one. I have a couple of them, but if a joke is, I like doing it personally just because I know nowadays there's like, I mean, there's a lot of comedians back in the day too, but there's so many comedians nowadays and they all talk about some similar topics. And I really don't want to sound like any other comic, you know what I mean? So it's just a bunch of personal stories. And I feel like that's
some of the best stuff though. Like that's when you see people at the top of their game, that's pretty much, it's all personal stories. It's all takes on life. It's,
yeah.
Like knock jokes aren't going to get you to stadiums.
It's funny if stadium because there's a comedian Nate Bargatze. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Dude, do you see that he just not just recently, but like a month or two ago, he sold out. Or did he sell out? He sold more tickets than Morgan Wallen, who was there the past weekend, like at this stadium. He sold more tickets.
Comedy is, man, I'm telling you, comedy is having some moments here.
Yeah, that is insane.
It's so cool.
It is very.
I just watched the new Tom Segura, and I was just crying, laughing the whole time.
It is
Dude, it's wild. It's funny too because like I listened to a lot of the Two Bears One Cave, and like he's so much raunchier in his stand-up.
Right?
Crazy. I think this is way dirtier than like you just kind of sit and let Bert do his thing on the podcast.
Yeah, he goes into the stand-up.
That was so wild. Who are some of your favorite like comedians out there right now?
Right now,
people need to check out.
John Crist.
Yeah,
he's so funny. I actually just watched his newer special today. I wasn't sure if I was gonna.
I've seen a special from him. I need to check it out.
It's very, very good.
Yeah.
Christian comedian, his everyday stuff is I love it. I love it because he like breaks down you can be a Christian, but you're obviously still gonna see all this other crazy stuff that I see too. So
right.
It's perfect.
That's amazing.
What's it? Tim Hawkins, he's still doing stuff. Michael Jr., he's a really great comedian too. And Preacher Lawson.
Yeah.
That dude is so funny. So
there you go. There's a list. Go check him out.
Yeah.
Throw in some love. All right. So I'm excited. I've been waiting to ask you. So I first saw you, I think as many people did, with your Talking Smack Taekwondo lessons back at the Walmart. What was the origin of that? Was it written? Was it just like, where did that come from?
Okay, so that is a very weird story because
Please.
it's very anticlimactic.
Did you see somebody doing it? No, there's no way.
I was literally on vacation with my fiance. This was like before we were even engaged. We were still dating, and we went down to her mom's, one of her mom's friends, like lake house or whatever. So, and this is the first time we ever been down there, so we were literally just hanging out, and I was still making videos, and that was just so happened to be one of like the 6 videos I posted that day. That is it. There was no like crazy, but
Was it written? Was it off the dome? Like, how did you?
Yeah, it was just, I was just recording a bunch of different videos. I didn't have it written down, but I was like, I know I want to do that voice.
Yeah.
And I just want to see how far I can keep going.
That's amazing.
Let myself keep talking.
All right. That's the record. It was improv somehow, which is, I mean, I didn't even know it was because I saw it, the sound blew up so much that I like saw other people doing it. And then I saw the origin. I was like, whoa, oh my God. You don't expect you to come from the voice, right?
I know. People still don't believe that it's me, but I know it's me. But like,
You're like, I said it.
it was very weird. Well, as soon as I recorded it, and I was just listening to it over and over again to see like, is this something that I want to post or not? I kept like the smack. Like, I was like, oh, that's gonna have to do something because that is so fun. Like, it was making me laugh, and my videos usually do not make me laugh. So if they do, I have high hopes for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that,
I mean, listen, it's multi-generational. I showed it to my mom, and she cracked up about halfway through, and it's just the level of ridiculous and energy is just, it's perfect.
unnecessary. It was so, but it was really cool because that was also the same weekend. It's like on the ride down there, my wife and we had started to decide that we wanted to take our relationship with God more serious. And that was literally the first time we'd ever had a conversation like that, because we had a 2.5-hour ride, just us in the car, and it just came up, and we genuinely started saying we wanted to take it seriously. And then that video happened that weekend. Literally that.
I believe that's called manifesting is what that is. That is just, you opened up the pathway and the answer came through.
I have no idea. No, but
well, that's the thing. It's like when you make a big life decision and then you follow up with action and stuff, that's, I mean, when it's meant to be and it blows up, you know that you're on the right path, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what, it's like how you said earlier that I'm 21 and like doing the touring and stuff.
Yeah.
I was talking, I've only been doing stand-up for like 3 years.
Wow.
I've been doing like comedy, like with social media too, for 3 years. So when I tell people that, a lot of them are like, oh, Ethan, you got it or something. You got it. And I truly believe that, that God has a plan.
Yeah.
Because it's not normal for something like that to happen. And it's humbling to know because, I mean, I think I'm funny, but I don't think I'm like insanely funny to that extent where it could just go insane. So I think he has a plan, and I'm excited to see what.
Yeah, I know exactly. You just got to keep following down the path, and man, it's gonna be excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, definitely, dude.
Have you had to handle hecklers at all or difficult audiences when you've been on stage yet?
Oh yeah.
How do you handle that?
I'm not like a mean comedian, so it don't surprise me when somebody starts screaming out. But it's usually I'm too nice on stage, and then people in the audience are like, "Oh, I'll talk to him right now," and then they'll just go in. I think one of the worst ones was actually at my church. I literally had written a set just for my church. Went there, and I was in the church basement, and one of the kids, like 2 years old, started pushing a chair across the ground in the middle of the set, and it was just we're like a minute straight, and I was like, no one's gonna come get their baby.
What I love too is that in the kid's mind, like they're trying to be quiet and like go slowly with it, which just like no, just go, it's fine, or pick it up. Because you've been that just like I'm gonna slowly move this chair. and then the fart sound starts, and
And we all just sat there taking it because like you can't do anything. So, but that was like one of the worst kids. The worst adult. There was this dude. This was actually recently in Virginia. It wasn't even bad, but he just kept talking over. And I have things that like I talk to them about if I see that they're not going to stop talking to me. Because I feel like most comedians do have at least one or two lines.
oh yeah,
Because if you don't, and you're just going in there,
that's the scary territory.
yeah, because you don't know what, literally, you don't know what could happen. So you just want to have something ready to be able to shut them down. And I tried it, and it worked for like maybe 5-10 minutes, and then he started talking right back up again. So at that point, I just had to incorporate it into the show. There was like nothing.
Oh my god, it's insane.
It's fun. It is sometimes fun though, because they can add some extra to the show. And once everybody goes against them, then you can just start making fun of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's a good feeling. When you have no limits, you can
No limits, just go. Yeah,
oh yeah.
that's like playtime.
Yes, it really is. When I was first starting, I didn't know like to go to clubs. I was going to clubs, but because I live in the middle of nowhere, there's not that many clubs around.
Yeah.
And I used to stay in my living room and just be doing jokes. And I would have my sister come sit on the couch, and she would just, like, I would tell her to interrupt me in my jokes.
Oh yeah, okay, you're practicing.
How a heckler is. And she was mean. She was not nice. But goodness, man. So she was
like, thank you for the weighted bat that you're giving me right now, but like, that was personal.
I know. That my teeth. I'm like, we have the same teeth. What do you mean? But definitely good help.
What's some of your favorite jokes or bits that you've written?
Oh, I have one about my sister's emotional support animal. That's one of my. So when I wrote that bit the first time, it was doing very, very well, and I've changed it so many times, but it's still one of my favorite bits to do. So definitely that one. And then I have a closer that's all about working the night shift at a gas station, and it's about. I mean, that's what I did before I was doing comedy full time. So those were.
Oh, I'm sure that you could make an entire reality show about working the night shift at a gas station.
Easily. Yeah. Yes, you did.
Well, I love it because you gotta go see this man on tour if you want to hear these things. What about for your social videos? What are ones that are just like close to your heart?
I like all the ones I make with my wife, because even if they don't blow up, I just like seeing her reaction in the videos, because like she'll be cute and like laughing in the videos and stuff. But when I do this in real life, she gets annoyed. So it's nice seeing a little fun reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to hear her come around the corner and make a face. But yeah, definitely the ones with her in it, and just my family in general. Yeah, I know most of them are with my family, but the ones where we're making fun of each other, because we've done that our whole life. So seeing it on a video and actually being able to look back at it, I love making memories. So
no, sir, that's part of why I think video is so cool, especially for like family time, is like it's going to be up forever, and you will be able to look back. I mean, it's interesting. I'm interested to see like with Alzheimer's and that stuff with social media now with our generation. So I'm a little bit older than you, but like you can see yourself like earlier in life, and that's so cool to be, give it 20, 30 years. That's going to be wild. It'd be like, this is what I looked like when I was 21.
Right? Oh my gosh. What Crispy wants us to do, and he's told me this. He said that when he gets dementia, not if, when he gets dementia, he wants us to make a YouTube page of playing pranks on him. I'm like, dude, I'll do it, but I mean, you are. He's going to get me canceled in like 20 years. So, 30 years. So when I get canceled.
Here's me making fun of my dementia dad.
Literally. Literally. So you'll know it.
Oh my God. I'm looking forward to that. Have you been able to have any mentors in the comedy world, or have you anybody kind of helping you out?
Yeah. When I was 1 year ago, actually almost exactly a year ago, I went to Christian Comedy Association, and this is a crazy story because
Hey friends, it's your podcast buddy Noah Midman here, and I want to talk to you a little bit today about one of my passion projects, my clothing brand, Clothing for Creators. Roll the tape.
If my life were a movie, the hero's big speech would end with, "Stop waiting, start creating." Because that's the drive behind my story. Like when I couldn't afford to finish film school. So instead, I started my own production company and gave myself a trial by fire YouTube business degree. And it's not just me with these kinds of stories. There is this growing movement of passionate, creative, flow state writing, hustling, persistent creators and entrepreneurs that are taking the internet and the world by storm.
Everybody told me I wasn't going to be able to make any money as an artist. Now, 15 years later, I've worked on 3 continents. I do own my house. My shop, I'm booked out 8 months ahead. I don't subscribe to being a starving artist.
Creativity and I are very deep, dark lovers. I've just decided I'm just going to make stuff. And even if it's not perfect, like, it's getting made.
You're going to think that there's right answers and there's not. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Let's just throw dye on it and it'll look great.
You don't need rules some old guy in a suit made up. You don't need anyone telling you that your voice doesn't matter. We are makers, creative types, side hustlers, doers. Why? Because we get shit done.
The most important thing every single day is just to get your shit done.
Just keep doing it, keep producing, keep creating, and as you do that, you're going to start becoming the person that you want to be.
Don't be scared to try. Commit. You can't half-ass do something. We're full-ass around here.
So there's a film you need to make, a company you need to create, a voice you need to share, a product you know the world needs. Put all of yourself into it until anyone who has ever doubted you starts asking you for a job. Then you get to play for a living. You get to create community.
Partnerships, collaborations, building bonds with people that like the same stuff you like.
You get to live with your heart on your sleeve, a smile on your face, and a solid answer to when anybody asks, why do you do what you do?
Sometimes you have to say fuck all the rules to get something that you really need to get out of yourself.
You don't need the opinion of the old guy in the suit.
You have to give yourself permission to just go. A little less conversation, a little more action.
Clothing for Creators. Go check out snowmanfilms.shop today.
Hey there, fellow creatives. Conversations with Creators dives deep into the minds of successful filmmakers, artists, musicians, and all-around awesome people. We are looking for some kick-ass sponsors to help us keep this show on the road. If you want to reach a tribe of dedicated listeners who are just as passionate about creating as you are, then look no further. Our audience is full of people who appreciate a good laugh and are always on the lookout for new ways to fuel their creativity. So, let's team up and create some magic together. We'll work with you to make sure that your brand is showcased in the best light possible. And who knows, maybe we'll even become lifelong friends. Just imagine, years from now, we'll be reminiscing about the good old days when we first teamed up to take the world by storm. Send us an email at noah@snowmanfilms.net to say hey and get the ball rolling. Now back to the episode.
But the only reason I found out about the association was because my grandma had a comedian come to her old folks' home, and she wore a t-shirt with my face on it and told him that I'm a comedian too. She's like, my grandbaby's a comedian. And then she showed him my face, and he reached out to me. He was actually the president of the association. Wow. And he said, we'd love for you to come out here. So I went out. It was in Indiana, flew out there, and dude, it was insane. I thought it was going to be like a big old business meeting of, oh, wait, here's your connection. You can do this, you can do that. And it was like the complete opposite. It was fellowship with other comedians, because like it's so easy to be lonely when you're a comedian, when you're just sitting writing, and then you go out. I'm sure filmmaking is like the same way, because when you're just sitting there editing and then you're like, I'm going to need to get around what he's there. It's like, oh my God.
Speaking of Robin Williams, the editing cave, I love making the joke when you like get done with a big project. It's like the Jumanji, like, what is it? Like, you just come up for air out of your dark cave that you've just been making something in.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because filmmaking is a total team sport, but like comedy, man, that is, unless you're doing collaborations and stuff, I feel like it's all, I mean, it's so much just your brain in the world.
It is, and it's sometimes annoying. No, it's sometimes annoying because I haven't collaborated with as many people as I would want to. So as I'm going on tour, I met a lot of comedians at the association, and so we're gonna, while I'm out, if they're living in the area, they're gonna come and perform with me, or we're gonna make videos together so that we can finally do some collaborating, because it's important. I mean, people like seeing more than one people in a video.
Oh, 100%.
I know.
Dude, imagine if you and John Chris got together, it would break the internet. It would be insane.
So that's actually fun because this weekend we'll be at the Alive Music Festival. And it's a big Christian music festival, and I'm hosting the comedy shows for 2 of the comedians.
Sick.
And one of them is collaborating with John Chris on a bunch of stuff right now. So
wow.
I'm going to talk to him. And that's the other thing. Like, I love meeting people, and then you just make connections and stuff. That's probably my favorite part.
That's the game of anything. That's the game of being a creative. Like, networking is, well, especially for, collaboration and stuff. Like, man, when you can join forces, like it's something special, and it's fun, and that's I think some of the biggest tours that are happening right now are just like a collection of amazing comedians, and they're just having a blast.
Exactly.
Super fun. What are you excited about coming up for like the tour? I mean, obviously it's fun, but like, what's really like, what are your bucket list things?
Bucket list for the tour?
Or maybe just comedy in general.
I mean, in general, my ultimate goal would be to perform around the world. That'd be cool. Because what I would want to do is like to go to England and do it an entire hour with a British accent, and then like at the end switch it and see if any, you know what I mean?
Hey, listen, if you could pull it off, if anybody could pull it off, I think, because just doing all the different types of, like, you Cockney, you got the like super up, up, like there's so many different accents and stuff.
It's so cool. Yeah, definitely that. And then I'm getting merch made.
Nice.
Currently, and I'm very, very excited about that because finally I have merch made for a joke in my show, which I've heard from so many comedians to do. I was like, fine, I'm finally going to do it. And oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see the show.
Dude, you got one and it worked.
I said what?
You said you got merch and it worked. Like you're feeling good about it being connected to the joke.
The joke, I had the joke before I had the merch, and then so when the joke worked, I was like, okay, I have to actually make it into merch because the joke is about merch. Yeah. So it's perfect.
Oh my God. It's like a meta joke about it. That's incredible.
It is.
Yeah. That's super original too.
But I want to tell you so bad, but I don't. Like that.
Hold up. I'll pause the recording, and then you can tell me, and then I'll keep it, and then I'll put it back on.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's an amazing idea, and you're gonna have to go to the show to find out. I'm so sorry to, I'm not sorry. Go see this man in person. Incredible fucking idea.
Oh yeah,
it's a winner. So, for your process, is there like, what is the difference for you between like a video joke and an onstage joke?
An onstage joke definitely takes longer. I'm more worried about onstage jokes doing well than social media, because you can post a video, it could do trash, and then you can post another video the next day and it would do amazing. It really just depends on the algorithm. Yeah. But when you're in person and you are saying jokes, and if people don't laugh, you feel it immediately.
It needs to land.
Yes, it does. So that is, but it feels good. It keeps you honest, very honest. Because like if it's not funny, people will let you know it's not funny. So you can't really get too big of a head with how well your jokes are doing. Because then you go to a joke that's killing in one room, you do it in another room, bombs.
Totally different, yeah.
After the game.
After the game. Dude, I'm just the mastery of the voice. Like how many characters do you think you have like voices, characters. That even if it's quantifiable, but like
I don't know really because I just do them. I don't really try to count them or like because so I do remember the first character I ever did.
Yes.
First two. The first when I dressed up to school. You remember in The Mask, the bad guy in The Mask, Korean or whatever? And you remember the scene where he was coming into the club and he was wearing like the black shirt and it was open so you could see his chest?
Yeah.
I thought that was so cool. So I went, it was in preschool. I remember wearing a black t-shirt to school and I had my dad's chain on my neck. Or it wasn't it was a shirt. It was a zip-up jacket.
I was gonna say, how did you find a small enough zip up for beard? Like this is what 3 feet high, literally.
But I only
so the jacket's like a foot. Yeah. So all right, keep going.
Yeah. So I had it like zipped up maybe to in between my nipples, and then my chest was just glowing yellow, and I had my chain on, and I did an Italian accent the entire day. I talked all my classmates like this. It was very simple, very, very easy. And I literally went all day, and I remember I had red marks all over my neck because the necklace pinching my skin throughout the whole day.
Commitment. It's commitment.
Yeah. That was one of the...
Preschool commitment.
Right? Quincy. That was the first character I ever made like with a name was Quincy. And he was supposed to be my, like, Christian's, what's it called? Like when somebody dresses you.
Yeah, you're just like stylist.
Yeah.
Or something, or close.
That's my stylist. And this is how he talked. This is what his lips look like. And I remember doing that. And only reason I remember that because that was the only character my sister ever liked that I did. Every other thing she hated him. But she loves her some Quincy. So that's what, that was the character. Those are the first.
God. I'm trying to think of, it reminds me of, I think it's Brandon Rogers on YouTube. Has a very similar like that. He's also the man of a thousand characters, and dude,
he's so
wild.
Funny. He is insane.
insane for sure. But in the best way. I was watching the Day at the Park video, and it just kept getting crazier. And I was like, this isn't what the fuck. How is he every single one of these?
Right? But that's so like inspiring and encouraging, like to see one person playing so many different characters. That's Eddie Murphy.
Oh, dude. Yeah. And yeah, another freaking goat.
Yeah. What was the? There was a comedian before Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy looked up to him because
Richard Pryor.
Was it Richard Pryor? It was the dude that was in the original Nutty Professor.
Yeah, that's Eddie Murphy.
No, I mean the original.
Is there original before that one?
There was a Nutty Professor for Eddie Murphy. And the comedian that Eddie Murphy used to look up to did it. And because Jim Carrey, because Eddie Murphy said that he wanted to do movies where he had multiple characters like this dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
My daughter's here. Hi. Say hi.
Hey.
I'm good. How do you do it?
Here, hold on. Let me unplug my headphones. Say hi.
Hi.
Good evening, madam. How are you?
Is he funny? That's he's 4. That's amazing. All right, I'm gonna jump back in, baby. Love you.
Oh. That's adorable.
She's amazing.
That's so sweet.
Dude, so outside of your career, what's like your thing? What's your hobby that kind of takes you away from it all? Or maybe it is the career that is your hobby.
I definitely need one. I love to play basketball.
Yeah.
Love playing basketball. Learning how to play the piano and the harmonica. And I'm also learning how to cornrow hair. Okay. There's a couple of hobbies.
What are the things I like to do? There's 5 of them. Oh, okay.
The only reason I want to learn how to cornrow so I can do my own hair, so I can stop going to my mom's house now. Also, just like when we have kids, I want to be able to know how to do their hair just in case my wife isn't there.
You know what? That's a good skill because I listen. I can do a ponytail for my daughter, but it is a busted ass ponytail. It is not. She comes back from mama with like braids and like gourd, the whole thing. I'm just like, here, okay, it's kind of scraggly, but it's up.
Yeah, there's bumps in it.
Yeah, right. I saw a really good idea online to, and this is like, you're doing the right way. You're smart is to how to learn how to do it. But I saw a dad do it. He took a vacuum cleaner hose and put the scrunchie on it, take all the hair into the vacuum cleaner, and then push the scrunchie down, and there's the ponytail.
That is so smart.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Kind of genius.
Amazing. That's really smart. That's pretty good. Yeah, my mom did hair all the time growing up, so I just want to be prepared.
Yeah.
Mom told me that she did my hair more than my sister's.
I mean, what hair it is? You got a glorious set there.
The cranial foliage.
Cranial foliage, yeah, exactly. How high is it off the top of your head?
It's so hot, dude. It's not even. It's not. It really isn't. My hair is so thick.
Yeah.
My scalp has not seen the sun in I don't know how long. It sucks because both my siblings, they have different hair. Like we all have hair. My sister's is wavy, but it'll fall. My brother's is wavy, but it's like soft and fluffy.
Yeah.
And my hair is just straight, thick, like thick and curly. It's so none of us have like, we can't ask each other what you're doing.
We're completely different. Yeah. So basically, if you ever have kids, it's going to be a complete crapshoot about what your hair is.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Because my wife is also mixed. And I know I made a video about it, but I love saying it. We hope that we have triplets. Her dad is a twin. So we hope that we have triplets. And that one of them is fully black, one of them is fully white, and then one of them is light-skinned. And that the white one has an afro, but the black one has straight hair. I mean,
they always have to walk in a straight line with the middle in the middle, so it's like it's a gradient.
That's great.
That would be amazing. A light skinned afro, freaking yeah. Vastly, they have to have vastly different hairstyles.
Yeah, yeah. That's what we're praying for. So
that'd be crazy too, because if they were triplets, they'd probably look the same.
Right?
Potentially.
You imagine if they looked the same, but they were different colors? That'd be so cool.
You'd have to do some jackass level pranks with that on people.
Huh. And put the first one to the tanning bed, come out. It's the middle one.
Yeah.
The tanning bed, come out. It's the black one.
Oh my God. I don't remember which comedian it was, but it was a black guy, and he was like, I love going to tanning beds and like waiting there for a while until I see somebody different at the front desk, and then walking out just going.
Your dad, I think that's Michael Jr.
Oh yeah.
It's hilarious too. Oh my God. Great.
That's one of the best bits I've ever heard. That's incredible. What style is your stand up? I mean, because obviously there's voices and stuff, but like how would you characterize it?
Storytelling. I love talking to the audience. Energetic. Definitely energetic. But I have had to learn how to sustain it. Because like when I first started, I was only doing I'm still only 3 years in, but like I was only doing it for like 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Like this is so easy to be jumping off the walls and saying for 5 minutes. But dude, doing that for an hour is. But I've been able to like train myself through the lives. When I go live on TikTok, I do not stop talking to keep the energy up for an hour plus, so that when I do with actual material, I'll be completely fine.
That is one of the best hacks for an entertainer to like train the long time muscle. That's a genius thing to do.
What the first time I did 30 minutes, not the first time, but I did 30 minutes in Denver.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, and I noticed the first like 15 minutes were hot. Everybody was like, but I noticed watching my video back over, I stopped moving across the stage as much, and I was more sort of standing in the middle, and then the laughs weren't as big. Like it was still laughter, but it wasn't as big. So I wasn't being as, I was still doing act outs, but they weren't as big as I could be.
Right.
Dude, that longevity of it is insane. But also, I heard starting cooler and then working way up hotter. That's what you got to do.
That makes sense. So you kind of come out maybe big energy, and then you kind of like that's so much of like dictating the room and dictating like having them go on the journey with you. It's like they can come with you on the more chill parts, and then also like that's got to be such a ride too.
Yeah. It definitely is, because some rooms, they don't want the energy. They want like deadpan, just saying the jokes. But it's a performance. Like that's how I look at it. It is definitely a performance, at least for me, because I know some comics, they are really just so conversational.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like it. But with the type of act outs that I'm doing, it's definitely a performance, and I'm not afraid of that. So
yeah.
There's some rooms where they'll just bomb. Like on New Year's Eve, I was doing a show. Me and my friend had 2 shows. It was like in a sold out room. It was huge. But these people had just come from loud live music. So like I was having an event night, and we were just one of the things doing it. They come from an extremely loud small room to a huge room with one person on stage, and the stage is like 15 feet away from the crowd. It was terrible.
Oh my God.
It was no laugh. But as soon as I realized that it wasn't going well, I immediately started working on new jokes. And I would go into these act outs that were like 15, 20 seconds with pure silence in the room. I was like, I am not afraid to get uncomfortable. So I
But you're like, listen, I'm gonna do this for me. You guys be silent, drink your drinks. You aren't here, basically.
Yeah. I'm going to practice these jokes. Tell you what. Yeah.
That's incredible, man. It really is such a muscle.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you're doing an hour now, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Especially, how would you say like the hour is solid? Because your tour, are you doing the closer?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll be the closer of the tour. I would definitely say it's a strong hour because, I like looking through the material. I just timed it the other day, and I have an hour and a half of stuff. But most clubs don't give you an hour and a half unless you specifically ask for it. And I didn't think I had an hour and a half. So I booked it for an hour, which is even better because then I can take all of the really, really good bits and then just working on the other ones. But
that's a process. But that's amazing that you went from 5 minutes 3 years ago to having an hour and a half. Like that's a significant jump.
I think I was talking to some other comedians about it, and every single show I try something new. I learned that from one of the comedians I met at the Christian Comedy Association, that conference. I said, so when do you try out new jokes? Because he's a touring headliner. Like, this dude's been on Dry Bar dozens of times. His name's Dennis Gaxiola, great comedian. He said that he does a new joke every single show. And I was like, dang. Because that means you're getting in front of audiences, because open mics are so much different than an actual show. So if you're doing a new joke, maybe it's a little joke in the middle of your show, even if it's a little bit of improvement, you're still gradually building up a whole nother bit.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I try to do. And it kind of takes the nerves away when you have a new joke too. Because I
heard the craziest thing, which was that for, I think it was Vicious Circle for Dane Cook, half of the set was on the spot. Half of the set was just him talking.
Half of it?
Half. Dude, insane. For like one of the top selling albums of his career. Like he just was in the zone and just
That is impressive. That's like every comedian wants to be able to do.
Right.
Or just be funny, like murdering funny.
Oh my God, so great. Well, I gotta check. Are you coming to Denver at all?
Denver. So I just reached out to a couple more places in Denver because I've had some people ask about it, and I want to go back out there because we have family out there, so I think it'd be fun. So I'm definitely gonna try.
I live in Evergreen, which is like 30 minutes west of Denver. But man, if you're there, I will absolutely come check it out.
The first thing live.
Yeah, right.
If it gets a reaction.
Oh my God. Yes. I'll have to purchase one. We'll talk about who for later on because that'll give it away. True. So just to wrap up, let me roll out the red carpet for you a little bit. I mean, we've been talking about it the whole time, but tell the people what you got going on.
Yeah, kind of. I will be starting my tour, the Open Door Tour, this weekend. I'll start in Mineral City, Ohio, but the headlining gigs will start 2 weekends, July 27th, 28th. I'll be in Milton, Delaware, and then Hanover, Pennsylvania. I'll be in Columbus, Ohio. I'll be in Atlanta, Georgia, Springfield, Missouri, St. Charles, Missouri, Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, Janesville, Wisconsin, Chandler, Arizona, San Diego, California. Dang on.
You are just taking a trip.
And I am hoping to get more dates because I want to go see I really want to be where everybody is, you know?
Yeah.
But the good thing about it is, if you can't come out to see me, it's okay because I won't only go to these places once. You know what I mean? I'll be coming back.
You did the first. It's historic because it's the first tour, but the first of many. So yes, there will be lots of times. That's super exciting. Yeah. Where can people get tickets and find you?
You can get tickets at mrmccartney.com. Also, I will be posting videos every day on my TikTok, which is Mr. McCartney, and my Instagram, which is mrmccartney.official, and my Facebook, which is mrmccartney.official. Dude, I found a Facebook page that was stealing my videos and posting them. But the sad part about it, they had 250,000 followers. I was like, how are they going to do Facebook better than me with my video?
That's how you know you're making it, is when you get like just a flagrant ripoff.
It was just, and like they weren't even posting the best videos, which was kind of making me uneasy. I was like, this is weird. What is happening? But yeah, so
that's insane.
So I literally just found this out 2-3 days ago, and they'd had it since May.
What are they called? Call them out.
It's Mr. McCartney.
Oh my God! See, that's what he had to get the not official.
Yes.
Give this man his page back, or let him. It's all his work, so let him take it over.
I didn't have a Facebook account like specifically for that.
Yeah.
Like I was only doing TikTok and Instagram, and so when I saw that, I was like, "Dang, maybe I should have been doing Facebook." Clearly, it's working for somebody.
I heard a really good social media thing. I was talking to a guy that works for Gary Vaynerchuk, and he's like kind of in charge of his like social ads. And his point was, do all of the platforms because they're constantly in flux with what's working and what's not. So if you're just doing all of them, you can ride when they're doing well and then just maintain it when they're kind of stagnant.
That's very true.
So basically the answer is always more work.
Exactly. Yeah.
Pretty much.
But yeah, those are the Mr. McCartney Unofficial. That's the Facebook. I think the wildest part with that page was they were asking people for money, dude.
Oh my God.
They were like, oh, you can support me here at this link.
No.
And I felt so bad. I really could not care less about them having that many followers.
Yeah.
But it's the fact, as I was looking through the comments, and people were thinking that it was me asking them to give me money. I've never done that once, like just saying, oh, hey, go get me $15. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people, My audience,
maybe you should post a story about it to kind of clue people in.
I'm probably gonna keep doing that.
Yeah.
I went to their page. I commented on all the videos. Like, this is not me. Please don't give them your money. I don't want you to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, listen, things happen when you got 5 million followers.
Yes, I wasn't expecting it though. There you go. Uppercut.
Well, to lead us off here, to lead the end of the podcast, I would love to get give me the characters that's top of your mind right now, or just a little bit of the sauce.
You want some of the juice? That's what you want, really. Hey, I got you. Actually, can I do the talking some smack thing?
Oh, Hunter, nothing would make me happier.
Live, ready? Let me get some oxygen.
Gail, I want you to know that I heard that you've been talking since. I want you to know that I've been taking Taekwondo lessons in the back of the Walmart Supercenter. So if you don't want to get hurt, then you better.
No. He said the thing.
This is what I've become.
Yeah, exactly. Is that like your most requested thing when people see you and recognize you?
It's that or the Grinch face.
Yeah.
I love doing the Grinch face, so I'm completely okay with that.
Let's see the Grinch face. Let's see it. Oh.
And
suddenly I'm in the movie. Well, dude, super, super fun talking to you. This has been awesome, and I really appreciate your time.
Yes, thank you so much for reaching out.
Oh, dude, I couldn't believe you said yes. I was like, oh my God, he's approachable. Yay.
Yes,
but yeah, go check out this man on tour. And for everybody watching and listening, I will see you next time.